Hey YouTube, this is my game design thing. I've done this like 4 times now. My camera's being stupid, so bear with me. Um, what I'm talking about today is Mystery of Stonehill. Basically, I had a friend suggested that be the game I start with. That's the game I'm most excited about. You know, like in design, I've been designing heavily lately. I don't have my cards down here, so I'm not going to refer to many of the rules directly. But what I want to talk about is kind of the importance of knowing what teenagers do for fun in your world in a top-down design. As silly as it sounds, this actually solved a lot of my issues in designing Mystery of Stonehill, or Mysteries of Stonehill. So basically, I've been watching since my girlfriend's got me addicted to Sword Art Online. I've rewatched it a couple times. I've rewatched Dot Hack Sign at least twice since, and I'm trying to rewatch Roots right now, or Dot Hack Roots, and probably watch Summer Wars like 5 or 6 times, and eventually I'm going to watch Log Horizon. I'm obsessed with this genre. Oh, and NT Warrior, of course. Knowing my love for NT Warrior. But, so, I'm kind of obsessed with this. I want to see this in my world. It's like, well, how do I fit this? For all I know, this is like a 50s kind of world. The 50s suburb, Midwest suburb. But as I start playing it, or playing around with it, it's like, well, maybe they have these holographic, like, Wi-Fi hotspots they go to, and there could be 2 different color ones. Orange ones are for like gaming, green are for hubs, and they play in these. That decision, that single decision, set the tone for the rest of the world. And here's how. So originally I had um, teams would determine the win conditions that the characters offer to the game. So for instance, I had a character who was or I had a group, the Cryptic Crew would add to investigation, Mastersons would add to science and stuff like that. So the teams themselves would be like, oh, hey, this is going to add this win condition to the end of the game. And the more players you had, the more difficult the win conditions were to reflect how many players there were, just based on what characters you had. So what happens when I came up with this technology, I ran into, because I was just going to do this as a mini expansion, just for fun, I ran into an interesting dilemma. One of my favorite characters I designed, JW Drake, which is Jordan Willow. She's um, which granted I'm guilty about this. She's actually me kind of porting myself into a character. She's also the Velma of the world, and I'm going to make her trans, but it's not going to be something that's drawn out in the game. It's just the pictures we're using photography like filtered out for the pictures. I'm going to probably use myself for JW because that's my favorite character, and plus a lot of times I picture JW looking a lot like me. But anyways, she fit both the Cryptic Crew, which is our Scooby Doo game of the world, and the Rifters, which were the gamers. And I was like, this is a problem. I don't want to reprint her with 2 different rules. How do I do this? Do I give her 2 teams? How does that work? What happened is we switched it around where each player has 2 keywords. One gives them a primary, which is at +10 to the win con, or +10 points. And one's a secondary, which gives +5. No, they get both of those adds to the win condition. And then they'd have keywords, or not keywords, flavor words, which these flavor words determined on bonuses based on if you have 2 more of that flavor. So say she's got Rifter, Donnie from PIT ended up having Rifter. He's the ghost tech of the group. So I was like, well, he's going to be using Rift technology too. And then one of the gamer Rifters, if I had all 3 of them, their primary abilities each would be reduced down to 5 as well, instead of 10. So it's just this little cute way to interact with the rules. Well, this also allowed for one of the characters in the game is actually kind of a nod towards God, Heather Mason from Silent Hill 3, my favorite Silent Hill game. I wanted her to be kind of a nod towards the character. Well, when I gave her a keyword, I gave her the keyword civilian. I realized then that the governments had saved, no, the government keyword primary had to say 10 points worth of civilian, 5 points secondary. I was like, well, let's count her as one of the points. So, that kind of created this new kind of meta rule that just works really well. But anyways, back to the technology flavor. As I came up with this flavor, stuff started making sense. Like, well, JW, I want to have this super investigation kind of thing. I want her to be an investigator, the Velma of the group. She finds the clues and all that, but not 50 style, not 60 style. I want her to be like, whips out a computer and figures it out. It's originally going to be laptop kind of thing. Well, so what I did then was, what if she has this hacked modified Rift gear? Because I don't want to give her the green or orange Rift abilities just for those, because she won't have them in the base set. So then I made the hack Rift rule, which she has hack Rift green, so does Donnie, which are the only two in the base set. Where, yeah, that counts as a green Rift when she uses it, but it's going to be an ability that's kind of powerful, but she's got to rest the next turn, and that's got to be the last ability of her turn. So it's a powerful ability that gave a lot of flavor to the world. And then the other Rifters will have an ability based on their gaming persona. So, like, the 3 regular Rifters will have like an orange ability, which will be only can be used in an orange Rift, which basically is their gaming character or gaming avatar, and then a green ability, which is their social media avatar, which will be more intellectual. And then you have 3 characters with the hacked, 2 of them in the core, one in one of the mini expansions. The 2 in the core are the sorry, my brain's dead. Are JW, which we just talked about, and Donnie, which is from the PIT, who uses his to see hidden ghosts and stuff like that. He's the ghost tech. He's using spectrograms, or he's using his Rift technology as a spectrogram. So, with this one flavor decision, I set the flavor for the world, and it really influenced the world a lot. The idea of the rifts are giving way to one of the 7 monsters to be able to do the same idea of replacing a tile with the rift tile. They're going to be able to replace a tile with a corrupted tile, kind of giving a Silent Hill feel there. And there's just going to be a lot of interaction due to this. Now, the third one I was mentioning was Technica, who's one of 2 characters that are Paragons, which Paragons are the superheroes of the world. I'm making 2, which is Salute and Technica. Technica uses a hacked orange rift, the only hacked orange rift in the game, because that's powerful. And she basically grants strength to other players. And Salute, which is, think Iron Fist mixed with the Punisher, mixed with Captain America. He's a martial artist, kind of Punisher kind of character with a patriotic theme. But he specifically was meant for Stonehill. Back when I was thinking Stonehill is a video game. So he was going to be the main character. And I had to include him in the game. But the biggest thing this did is it broke down the basic idea of, here's the teams. We have to stick these teams together. Instead, it made it into a more dynamic team build that allowed for more dynamic play. So that's it. Small details. If you're doing top-down especially, remember those small details. What do teenagers do for fun? Because that might actually sculpt your world some. Alright, thank you, and have a good day.